a top star was pulled from WWE SmackDown. AEW have signed a new talent, and an injured WWE star is reportedly nowhere close to return. Stay tuned for all the details. So kicking things off with some news from F4W Online regarding a star that was pulled from SmackDown last night. Now, this had been going around a little bit just before the show, but Drew McIntyre was pulled from last night's WWE SmackDown and a meet and greet in Portland, and it was due to a health issue. Now, the immediate response to this news breaking out, because it's been reported that Drew is sort of negotiating contracts, or in the process of working out his WWE future, this was immediately like, oh God, something's happened, what's going on? But it is just a health issue. It's not being revealed what he's currently dealing with, and there's no timetable for his return at this point, but he was replaced on the meet and greet by Intercontinental Champion Gunther. This comes just days after he was given 5 stars for the WrestleMania triple threat match with Gunther and Sheamus, which
5-star match.
Just banger.
I would
Absolute
give it 10.
banger.
It was so good. I'm not surprised he maybe wants a day off, because he's probably a bit sore.
Well, you know, it could be anything. Let's hope it is something just super minor, and it's something that he's just going to be able to have a couple of weeks off at most and come back.
Yeah, hopefully he comes back strong. I think he's in a unique position going into the draft that we covered this morning, in the fact that no matter what show he's put on, he can fill the gap of upper mid-card, main event, whatever. Like, if Raw has suddenly got a gap in the top of the card, there you go. That's Drew's spot. SmackDown,
he's able to just easily fit, isn't he?
Yeah, and I feel like he needs another run at the top. His run back in 2020 and 2021 were obviously cut short. Well, not short, but like dampened by the fact there was no live crowd. So I'm hoping when he gets fit and healthy, he'll be utilised in a good manner, or just give us more bangers with Gunther and Sheamus.
And if not, and if the negotiations don't work out, you can always go to the other side of the fence. Big Tony, who is on a spending spree again. We had Jay White, we've had Wembley become all elite, and now he took to Twitter to announce after Rampage that Skye Blue has been signed to a contract by AEW. Despite appearing fairly frequently on AEW TV, Blue hasn't been an official member of the roster. Tony Khan tweeted the iconic All Elite graphic and welcomed her to the roster as an official member finally.
Finally, it's been so long. She's been appearing on TV and like Dark, Rampage, Dynamite for, I want to say, close to a year, maybe even longer.
I think there's been a couple of talents like this where it feels like, hey, are we kind of moving toward that? Is that going to happen? Where you just see faces come and go and come and go. So it is good that this seems to be sort of a route through that in order to get in there with the company. So all the best to Skye Blue.
Great signing for the women's division.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like Drew can fill many spots there, but she's got a lot of potential. Yeah, a lot of potential. Like quite a Cora Jade type in terms of potential in my eyes.
Well, just keeping it with AEW, and an AEW star in particular, Matt Hardy. He was speaking on the Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast and said that he believes Cody Rhodes' loss at WWE WrestleMania 39 may be a result of his association with AEW. Ooh. He said, Cody, he ends up leaving, he goes out, he creates a company, he creates success, he gets himself over, he's a big deal, and people are all behind him. Vince comes in at the end of the day like, hold up, before you're going to run this ship, I'm going to show you, I'll make you earn it. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know if that's an actual factual true deal though. Matt Hardy just going off on my kind of podcast run. Yeah,
he's speculating there. He's jumping on that sort of Vince is making him go through hard times.
Yeah, it's certainly not out of character for what we'd expect from stories we've heard over the years regarding a certain Mr. Vince McMahon, but at the same time there's all that talk where we've had stories locked in for months, but then again, a story being locked in for months doesn't mean that it wasn't because you were in AEW.
That's true.
It's one of those things we'll never ever find out.
I hope that's not the case though, because Cody feels, I don't know about it, but he feels more ready made for WWE.
I don't think he'd take it at this point because he went away and he proved he could do it without them. He doesn't need them.
Vince, as far as we know and have seen from his past history, respect something like that. He respected Drew for going out and making a name for himself. Cody has gone out, created their competition.
He proved them wrong.
And even though it was Triple H that put him in the main event of WrestleMania, Vince was the one that gave him that big spotlight at last year's WrestleMania and was like, "Yep, you're beating our boy Seth Rollins, and you're getting your Cody Vader, you're getting your AEW
theme, and you get control over how you appear.
Be you. We'll give you all of the fireworks budget, like
all of it. Nobody else gets.
Nobody gets any.
Not even WrestleMania.
But get them. Boom, and then all of them go off. Yeah, it's great. Love it.
We also had a big merger on AEW Rampage last night, with Swerve Strickland appearing to reveal that Mogul Affiliated has been acquired by another entity, and the planned merger meant that Mogul Affiliates would have 51% control of the company.
I wonder what that's in reference to. Yeah.
Later in the evening, following Darby Allin's win over Lee Moriarty, Swerve appeared at the top of the ramp and went to shake hands with Allen, but it was all a swerve.
Get it?
Yay. As Brian Cage attacked the former TNT champion, it was revealed that Mogul Affiliates had merged with the Embassy. So
very quick turnaround and going, right, we need a merger. Let's do a
Embassy,
merger.
Endeavor, I see it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Mogul Affiliates 51% of their company.
You've got to think they're going to have a lot of fun with this moving forward.
They kind of, there's a lot of potential there. They just copy everything that happens with the merger.
And they've just got to take it in a slightly stranger and stranger direction each time. I think we're not anywhere near close to the end of this.
No,
this is
not at all.
Hopefully shaping up to be something entertaining. The WWE sale as well, just on the point of that, it might not be kind of as final as it appears.
No.
Now, this is according to the Wrestling Observer, but the WWE sale could collapse should it fail to merge with UFC by the end of 2023. It's expected that the two brands to have merged it's expected for the two brands to have merged within 4 to 6 months, but should that fail and it doesn't complete before the start of 2024, then the deal would fall apart. Both Endeavor and WWE have a deal that allows either side to terminate the agreement prior to the merger for certain fees. And should WWE terminate it, then they would be required to pay Endeavor $270 million, while Endeavor would have to pay $90 million to WWE should they terminate it. This clause is so that if WWE gets a better bid and pulls out, that they still have to pay Endeavor, I guess, for the time invested in
for the time investment and all the paperwork that's probably done at that point. So I think $270 million, I'd like that. That'd be quite nice. I'll
pretty
take,
good.
Yeah, sure.
I can get a decent meal with that.
Yeah, a Greg's at least.
Yeah, at least.
At least a Greg's.
Somebody who does need a Greg's is a returning WWE superstar.
That segue, that is on form.
Now, Shinsuke Nakamura hasn't been seen on WWE TV since November 11th. It's been quite a long time. He went to Noah to wrestle Great Muta on January 1st, but now it's been announced that he's going to be returning to WWE at long last next week. We don't currently know who he will be facing or what he's going to be doing on next week's show, but a graphic highlighted his impending return. Recent reports suggested that creative plans for Nakamura were on hold until after WrestleMania. I think it's somebody who's been so absent that we've just been like, what's going on?
What on earth is going on with him? He's been in search for Greg's, and that's what it is. But no, I'm excited to see Nakamura back. I think he could, if used right, he could be a big star for the brand. Yeah. Put him in a feud with Gunther for the Intercontinental title. That feels like a natural step. We saw some matches with them last year.
Yeah.
They were really, really good. I think they gave him like 25 minutes on an episode of SmackDown, and it was insane. Give us more of that.
It's kind of like you need it sometimes in wrestling, don't you? You need a talent to just kind of disappear for a little bit and then come back, and especially when it's a talent who's able to have such mystique around themselves, such as Nakamura. It just makes sense, doesn't it?
He could be a fun one to pair off against Roman Reigns when you need some filler feuds for him.
Oh yeah,
before it gets to like a point where you can actually lose the belt.
This is it. I'm hoping that under Triple H we're going to see Nakamura rebuilt as like a main event attraction level star, because that's what he is.
He is.
That's what he is. We've just all forgotten it.
Yeah, we saw it in Noah at the start of the year.
We saw it in January.
Him versus Great Muta, who can't really walk now, but he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Big up Great Muta and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, we're going to finish things off with some more WWE news, but it's not really particularly great news. Now, many people have speculated that he could make his return to WWE post-WrestleMania to feud with world champion Cody Rhodes, which didn't happen. However, Rhodes didn't win, and Randy Orton is still not ready to make his return to the company. So, having been sidelined since last year with a serious back injury, Orton's return has been questionable since he underwent fusion surgery in November. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Orton is nowhere close to being in a position where he can step back into the ring for a match. And he last wrestled in May last year when he and Matt Riddle lost the Raw tag titles to the Usos. And it's been up in the air for a while. We hear little bits here and there where it's sounding very serious, and it's the last thing you want to hear, because it's Randy Orton. He's a talent that's able to just captivate and reinvent himself over and over again. Yep. He wrestles a relatively safe style that protects himself massively.
He's hardly been injured in his 20 years in WWE.
And this is it. And it just sucks that he's having to go through such a major injury right now.
Yeah, I think if he does return with such a serious back injury, you might see him change up his style quite a bit. Even go a little bit safer than he had even been doing it. The RKO is a serious bump to be taking every single match on his back
and over again.
So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that sort of be phased out and changed. Hopefully he does return. The fact that it's nowhere
more like
close.
I hope that there is 100% goal. Like, I hope that is a possibility, and that even if it takes another half year, even if it takes another year, even if it takes however long. As long as Randy Orton's back to 100% healthy and he's able to compete in the ring and safely at that, I'm happy.
He's earned a part-time schedule if he wants it. He's earned a very limited match amount if he's wanting that. So hopefully he'll be back in the ring at some point.
And you got to know 100%. That Triple H is going to do everything he can to look after it. Because evolution and that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we may be back in a little bit with more news if anything else breaks. But if not, have a wonderful bank holiday weekend.
Oh yeah.
We hope that you have a fun one. Get drunk, have fun, sunshine, weather. Ooh, die bye.